G'day, so I'm back with another homemade tools video. This time it's the West Africa edition. I've just come back from a job there, and while a lot of people have a lot of questions about this stuff, I can't really show you too much because it's the intellectual property of the mine owner, but I will throw little bits of fun stuff in there along the way. So starting off, this is obviously a G-clamp, but you also see a little rebar counter in the bottom corner there. That's because you won't find a better, more versatile tool used than good old rebar. So this is just a stock standard G-clamp, obviously made out of scrap steel, weld a couple of nuts and some thread. The simplicity is wicked, but I just like it because it's just built out of necessity and anyone can do this. Anyone's got the bits laying around. See, this is another one I found down the road. Like, it's just the most simplest, easiest thing to ever make, and they do make it. Like, it comes to the point where, why would you buy a shop bought one if it's just as good, quick and easy for them to make these? And here we have a standing testament to man's ability to drill the hell out of stuff without measuring first and continue forward until the job is done.
Old mate working in a workshop. Old mate better trip over everything in an office. Not a whole lot to do without here.
So pretty much everything's homemade, even including the good old Barbie, and that does not escape from the rebar itself. Here we have a homemade stand for the Pokey. The South Africans love these Pokey things. And it's basically just a pot. They cook things over, they throw a bit of dough in there. There's more to it. I can't do it. Everything, it's most akin to low and slow, like smoking meat and stuff. It's a good excuse to sit around and drink beer while you wait quite a few hours for the meat to be ready. Have a go at this table. Rock solid, perfect. Not a fault, except it's on the piss big time. This is homemade cable ladder. Now, it's not a tool, but this is a feat. This is just made out of like 50mm angle. And they've cut it 1,000 times, bent it and pumped 1,000 rods into it, ground it all off back flush and called it a day. I mean, it's the hardest way possible, but perseverance gets you there in the end. This is something that definitely would never fly back home, but they make their own steps, staircases, ladders, everything. They just throw it together out of just old boxes and stuff. I mean, it's safe enough. Everybody walks on it, no one's had a problem, but it just would not fly at home. Have a look at how these guys made the stairs. They just dug them into the hill, walked up them, no problems. No problems at all. So on one side of the site, we've got guys digging their own staircase into the side of a hill because they don't have a machine. And over here, we've got one of the biggest machines on the site, working maybe 2 feet off the ground, 3 feet off the ground. Small step ladder, and you can do this job any single day of the week. No cares whatsoever. Taking up the whole substation. Boomed in the machine there, blocking everything off just to do such a small task. It's just a feat in itself to fit the basket into this room, let alone use it to do work. But in a way, I guess you can say work smarter, not harder. I'm not sure where that falls out here. A week later, and they're using ladders. So now this is something I'm real bummed out about because I think I lost a bunch of footage. I took 1,000 videos of different shovel handles like this, but this is the stock standard I dig around corners shovel handle. Everything's made like this. All the handles for all the tools, they're all made just around me. I probably would not stand behind this one when someone's swinging it. I don't think it's going to be held on too tight, but it is. Every single handle is made of some tree branch. I'm pretty sure they start off with real handles. I don't know. Safety, read in a book somewhere that we need to keep leads off the ground, so therefore this is what it has come up with, just as bad. This one actually tricked me for a little bit. I found it covered in mud and I was like, how do they manage to snap a tap shaft and not the tap itself? And then how'd they weld it? But I got to looking at it and I dunked it in some water, and they've actually made their own tap from scratch. They've got a bit of rebar, got a bolt head. I don't know why it wasn't just on a bolt, but they've decided they need to attach a bolt head to rebar. Gets the counter up one more. And then they've cut notches into a bolt itself. Now, I did look around a lot, because this is my favourite thing I found so far, to try and find what they tapped out with this, or what threads they cleaned. I assume it must be for cleaning, but they did a pretty good job, and I'd like to know whether it worked for them, like if it got them out of the trouble spot they're in. I mean, for a guy like me, I have sat there and watched videos of old Tony there making taps from scratch in his machine shop, and these guys have just run and had a crack in the middle of nowhere, so I'd like to see who's worked out better, because if there's tapped, I'm on their side for ingenious. Again, this is another thing. I did lose a bunch of footage because I was going to do a quick compilation of like the 100 or so hammers like this that I found. This one's quite fun because it is just a bit of bar with a random chunk of metal. I don't think this started off with any sort of face. It's just a bit of cut out metal. This one is a hammer face, but to put on a thing. But for some reason, it's almost like they wanted play in it, whether that was their version of soft facing or something. But they literally, it seems the way they put the bolt in there that is they went for play, but they gave up halfway through, or I'm not sure. And I'm glad I got this because it gets the rebar counter up again. Nice little chipper. When you see this, you've got exactly 2 minutes before this hits. And when this hits, it does not stop. It just goes and goes and goes. This is undercover, yet it's still pissing down in here. And no matter how much you've designed for it or whatever.
Just shut the door and hope for the best.
Here it is when I was in one of the cities, just absolutely destroying the place. Don't let the prison wards catch you with this. I think this is like an old paint scraper type material. It's about the same thickness someone's made into a blade, and it's got like gooey heat shrink on it, so I'm not quite sure what they're going for, but stab, stab, stab. that's what it feels like it's going for anyway. Now this one is confusing. It seems to just be a bit of a drift slash stabby stab stab number 2, but the eyelet on the top, is that just left over? Is it? I don't know why that's included. Was it from it used to be for barricading? I don't know. So this is the aftermath from when it's been raining for about an hour or two the night before. Everything's flooded. These poor buggers left their trench open. Now it's about 1 metre deep, full of lessons about why you should listen to the local guy when he reckons it's going to rain. This is just like a scraper slash broom that someone's smashed together. I mean, it's definitely made exactly for this purpose, because I've found it next to a whole pile of stuff done like this. But did you need to make it? Like, I don't know. It's still a tool. Now, my first instinct was this must be for bending something, but it might also be for turning a valve. But again, on the I don't know side of things. From a big old distance, this pipe stand looks like a shop bought one, but as you get closer, you realise, boom, yes, we are running Rio, and it's all been built on site with the old chewing gum welding machine. But again, if you don't have something, whip it together. I love it. Just make it if you don't have it. Here we have another version. Again, Rio, bubblegum, same works. Hundreds of these everywhere. The whole job's built on them. This hooky boy, again, I can't really work out exactly what they needed to hook so much that they built a tool, but they took the time to build it, and it's a hooky one. So after it rains, this is the sort of stuff you have to walk through all day, every day. Moon boots. The thing about welders is they don't like standing in puddles when to weld stuff. So we went ahead and had to do this on a regular basis. We want to gravel, we want to crush rock, couldn't get it. It looks painful, but everybody was happy enough doing it. And here's a sight that every expat knows the sound of and the feel of. After a big night eating random food. This thing catches my curiosity because I haven't seen any checker plate on site, or diamond plate, whatever you want to call it. I know where they're getting all the Rio from, but fuck knows where they got all this diamond plate from. But this thing bends up the sheet like a dream, like you couldn't ask for better. So this is what happens after a big rain. The bums all fill up with sludge and ooze, and give it a few days to dry out. And it looks like something the Toxic Avenger left behind, and just it is gooey. You know one of those things you whack the star pickets in with? No, but if you give me 5 minutes I will, and we'll come complete with rubber handles and a nice paint job, and you'll be sorted. Now, cheers. So if you made it this far into the video, you're probably starting to get the impression that, you know, the rain makes stuff really hard to deal with and muddy and crap. Yep. Ours is for a trailer hitch. Just a big old plate of steel, some big fucking rods burning into it, just a gas axe the hole in it. Quite nice. I bet it does the job. I'd love to know it's max speed. But yeah, it's just a big old bit of plate, a few bolts, just crank up the amps, just melt her in there, make sure she's stuck really well, strong but ugly. Punch it in there and let's go 100 mile an hour. Do you ever have that problem where someone tells you they want you to sweep the right hand side of something, not the left hand side of something? Well, do I have the broom for you? Now we're on to the bugs portion. This big old fella here. All these flying dudes. There's just heaps of these little guys. Found these random beetles. I'm not sure if they're attacking ants or they live in this thing or what's going on there. This guy looks cool. Reminds me of my curtains at home. If there's a puddle for more than 2 days, there will be 1 billion tadpole eggs in there, little frogs' eggs, which then in turn turn into 1 billion little tadpoles that swim around, which eventually will turn into snake food, but I never got to see any snakes spewing. So there you have it, there's my adventures in this place. So I'd love to answer any questions people have, just drop them down the bottom there. Just remember that, you know, when I do go to these places, I've got to do their work and I've got to respect the company's privacies and all that sort of stuff. But other than that, like, yeah, I'm always happy to answer questions and stuff like that. I would like to film more, but the most interesting stuff would fall under like stuff I wouldn't be able to share. So this is a little bit of taste and some cool stuff I found along the way. So if you like what you see, please give me a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.